So last week we started learning about the kedusha, the holiness in a shul. Yeah. Can you eat in shul? Can you talk in shul? Can you smoke in shul? For us, maybe yes. So we'll go into it today. Usually the halacha class is a simple halacha class. That's what we try to do here. A simple halacha class. You can do like this. That's bracha you say on that. That's what you say in the morning. You just do a simple halacha class. That's what we do usually. And today we'll go in a bit into depth, not very much, a bit into depth. Show us just a bit about the kedusha of a shul. Okay, that's what we're going into depth. Just before we go into it, something maybe to wake us up a bit. I answer questions in a WhatsApp group in English. So yesterday someone asked a question about Birkot Torah. We learned them not so long ago. I gave an answer. And then the person, I think it was a woman who asked the question, contacted me in private and said to me, how does your answer fit this long sources that she brought in a long message? Now, I'm not sure about you, but I don't like so much to read long WhatsApp messages, especially in English, especially halacha messages in English, because then it's translated. The halacha is translated to English, and then I read it to English, and I need to translate it to Hebrew, so I don't like long messages. So I explained that my answer. I read a bit the sources, and not too much. And then she repeated again. I said, have you many sources? Okay, so I had to look inside. I looked at the sources, and I asked her afterwards, did you get the answer from ChatGPT? And she answered yes. And I said, do you know that ChatGPT many times makes up sources? Okay. So she asked me, okay, so what are the sources that are made up? There were four sources there. All of them were made up. Okay, so if you have a halacha question, don't ask ChatGPT. Join these halacha classes. Maybe every now and then you can give examples of halacha that they make up. It was a halacha about learning and.
Did you ask specifically what the source was? And because they will quote you, you should say, please quote me the source.
If you ask, please put me. She asked a question, ChatGPT, and then the Mishnah Brura in Siman Mem Zayin says like this, and
that was all wrong.
I said, it looks to me very strange. I don't know. That's a halacha. But then when I read the message, I said, 1 second, that can't be true, and that's how I knew that it was written by AI. So
you probably quoted someone who made a mistake.
No, but four mistakes. It made up. It was made up by AI.
It's not going to just sort of say.
I remember that once I was looking for a source in one of the Rishonim who lived in the same time as the Rashba, and I remember seeing it probably 6 years ago, but I don't remember where it was. I remember more or less where it was, and I went to Gemini and to ChatGPT, and all of them were making up sources. I said, give me, if you don't know where it is, tell me that you don't know where it is. You can't find it. But they were making up sources, and so it's better to come to halacha class and learn halacha than to rely on
AI will not put rabbis out of business.
Not for now, at least. Not for now. Maybe someday, yes, but not for now.
All the time.
Okay. So it depends what you're using it for.
Yeah, I don't ask you halachic questions.
Yeah. Okay. If you think that which the knowledge is common in the internet, so it can find it. I don't know why.
You should like it for commentaries. I ask them. I mean, if I have a puzzle, I say, give me 10 or 15 commentaries.
So that they can give you commentaries, but they won't always be correct, and you should be aware of it.
If I like it, I say, please quote it in Hebrew and English.
Okay, and then you should still check it. I remember once building I was building a shiur, and I remember the Rav Kook somewhere. I just didn't remember the exact term. Sometimes else I remembered there's a Gemara somewhere there. I didn't remember the exact term, so I couldn't look for it in Google. So I used AI, and it sent to me once to look at Tosfot in Bava Metzia Daf Yud Chet. Open the Gemara. There's no such Tosfot. So I told him, there's no such Tosfot. Oh, sorry for the mistake. And okay, so that's so we should learn halacha from the source. Okay, so after AI, so our topic of today is: can you eat in shul? Can one eat in shul? Now we eat in shul all the time. We have Seudah Shlishit, and we eat in shul.
Your side.
But your side to eat in Shul, right?
We're always eating.
Yeah, we're eating in Shul.
But we're always eating anyway.
We was eating anyway. In one of the shuls they didn't have room for kiddush because they didn't have a hall. They didn't do it outside like we do it outside. So they used to, at the end of davening, move the tables and have the kiddush in shul. Can you do such a thing? Okay, so that's a question which we have a lot. Another question is there a difference between shuls in Israel and shuls out of Israel? Which we're now in the days of Iyar, good evening, between the days of Yom HaAtzmaut and Jerusalem Day next week. So is there also a difference in shuls, in the holiness of a shul, between Israel and out of Israel? Now one can say a shul is a shul. What does it matter where it is, right? So a shul is a shul. And the last question we'll ask, and that will be the first one to start with at least, some party will start with that question. Can we build a shul with a condition? Or in Hebrew, it's nine. What will a shul with a condition? That's something. Okay, a condition that's something. A condition that we can eat in shul. Okay, that's a shul, but we can still eat in shul. It's a shul only for the next 10 years. And after 10 years, the shul will move somewhere else. And this area will be a big building or country or whatever. Can we build a shul at that shul for whenever we need it? And if for some reason the community will move, so the shul will be destroyed, demolished. So that's the first question. And that's what we'll start with. The Gemara says that Bati Knesset, the shuls in Bavel, out of Israel, al tnai hem asuyot, they are built on a condition. A condition that if the shul doesn't exist anymore or the community moved, you can just decide to sell the shul and do the shul whatever you want to do with the shul. So the Gemara says that Bati Knesset shebeBavel, the shuls in Bavel, happened to be the Gemara was written in Bavel. So it could be just a very, that's what happened. That's the shuls in our area. That's how they build them. When the Gemara says Bati Knesset shebeBavel, is the Gemara referring to what was common then? Or there's a specific halacha only about the shuls in Bavel? As you can guess, if the two options, so it's a machloket. We'll have two opinions. Two or three, okay, two opinions. Okay, that's a machloket. Another Gemara to mention just before we go into the machloket Rishonim, the Gemara says, Tidin batei knesiyot shebeBavel, in the future, the shuls in Babel will move to the land of Israel, which I think you can see some of it happening. Communities make aliyah and then say, okay, our community is a community, we are moving to wherever it is, and we are making a shul in Israel. Someone told me, I forgot the name of the shul, and I won't mention the place where it is, but he's a rav of a shul, and the shul has a very American name, okay, very, very American name. I asked him, well, why does the shul have a very American name? Did the community come? He said, no, it was the community in the States, I think it was in New York area, and the community was getting old. Everyone was moving to other places, I think, and they decided the shul had a lot of money in it, and they wanted to sell the shul, but who will continue the shul? The community was already gone. So what do you do with it? So they decided who wants a shul in Israel, we'll give them money, but the shul needs to keep our name. Okay, so usually you have a name of a shul after a person. Here there was a name of a shul after a community. So that community stood up, they got the Sifrei Torah, they got the name, and they got quite a nice budget to build a shul. That's nice. So shul, you see sometimes shuls move from Europe, from the United States, move from different places, then they move in the community. Does that have an effect also on the holiness of shul and a difference between Israel and out of Israel? So some Rishonim, like the Tosfot says, that any shul out of Israel is there only for a short time. Until people make aliyah, the short time could be 2 years, it could be 800 years, but it's there only for a limit. Right, it's only for a limit. And when all the Jews make aliyah and return to Israel, or when Jews are pushed away to go out of Spain and to go out of Europe and to go out of any other place from Iran, So shuls will be closing down and moving to the homeland. From the beginning, when a community builds a shul out of Israel, what do they know? It's here only for, they call it short term. It's here only for some time. Somewhere temporary. Yeah. I'm saying short term because sometimes the short term is long, right? So people think, okay, we have been here only for 800 years, 200 years. That's our home. No, but in the end, the Gemara says all the shuls will be moving to Israel. It's a short term. They should think far ahead and make aliyah. So does that affect the holiness of a shul? That's what it says. Every shul out of Israel is built only for temporary. Therefore, you can build out of Israel a shul on a tnai with a condition that in any case, when it will be moved or when something will happen to the shul, to the community, so you can sell the shul for whatever you want. But in Israel, a shul should stay even when Mashiach comes. So even when we have Beit HaMikdash, people won't go every day to Beit HaMikdash, although we have cars, there'll be traffic. Think about traffic, what happens. So people have the shuls, and a few times a year, Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, and perhaps on other special occasions, they'll go to Jerusalem. But otherwise, they'll have the local shul. So shuls in Israel are supposed to stay here forever. So Tosfot says only out of Israel you can have a condition which makes the holiness of the shul a bit weaker. Other Rishonim say, doesn't matter, in Israel, out of Israel. The Gemara is talking more of a practical idea that shuls in Babel were built on a t'nai, and a condition, but also shuls in Israel can be built on a condition. Okay, so that's a condition. And the Shulchan Aruch goes by Tosfot, he's more stringent, although many poskim say, and that became the common custom to rely on the Rishonim that say we can use a condition to make a shul with a weaker holiness. What does it mean? So there's two options, and we try not to do the first option. The first option is make a shul, say this is not a shul, we're using it as a temporary place to daven, but we don't look at it, we don't view it as a shul. It makes the kedusha of the place weaker, because in the mind of the community, okay, it's not really a shul, they just happen here to daven. They could also daven in the park, they could daven in the, I don't know, in the shopping center, and they happen to daven in a nice building. So that we prefer not to do. Another option we do quite often, we say this is a shul, and we treat it like a shul, and that's supposed to be a shul. But we say from the beginning already a condition that a few things we can do in a shul, not major things, a few things which are needed for the community. Eating, for example, having a kiddush, for example. We don't have another place. The community needs a place to do a kiddush, so the kiddushes we'll do in shul. That's a very, very common conditions we do in shuls, and that's what we trust the shul. We trust the condition, the Rishonim who say that's something that you can do. Okay, now it's not something that we say, okay, now let's eat in the shul, let's have a feast in shul, let's get drunk in shul. But just only the specific things which perhaps also have an aspect of a mitzvah in it. Okay, so that's the topic of condition. I'm not going deep into it, what happens if you need to, the shul community wants to move, or sell the shul, or rebuild the shul. We won't go into all of these details, and more to things which are common to us. Eating in shul. Eating in shul. In general, and also here I'm not going to the machloket rishonim between the Rambam and the Ran, when can you eat in shul, Beit Midrash, not Beit Midrash, shul. In general, says a Rambam, and that's like we're into a bit of a new topic, we don't eat in shul. In the Beit Midrash, that's where, or shul, that's where the rabbis are there, the students are there the whole day. Hitiru midochak, only when there's a big need, only then we can eat in the shul. When there's a big need. Okay, so you can see from the language of the Rambam and also the Shulchan Aruch, it's not something you try to do, okay, let's go eat. Where do we have the meal? Let's have the meal in shul. No, only if there is a need to eat in the shul, so only then we do it. Why can you eat in the shul? Or maybe perhaps we should first ask, what's the problem in eating in a shul?
Sudas mitzvah.
Oh, we'll get to Sudas mitzvah in a moment. First, if we understand what's the problem in eating in a shul, we could also understand, so when isn't there a problem? So there could be perhaps maybe two ways of viewing it. One, many times when we eat, so we joke and we tell stories and we laugh. If it's sometimes you go to a Verbregen. Okay, what's the main part of Verbregen is Hitvaidos, right? I'm not sure what the term. None of them is in English. There's no word. in English, a tish. Tish, if you translate, it's a table. You go to the table. No, it's no word for it. It's a tish, okay? So when you go to the tish, what's the atmosphere around the tish? Energy, learning, divrei Torah, right? I'm sure the Rebbe won't be coming and telling a joke and now gossiping about other people, right? People are there for the mitzvah of the atmosphere there. So one problem perhaps could be in eating in a shul, that many times eating also doesn't involve just eating. It's also a kalut rosh, lightheaded, or the way we treat which is together with the eating. That could be one problem. Another problem is the shul is a place for davening. That's it. It's a place for learning, not for eating. Okay, not for eating. So these can be two aspects. One is the outcome of the eating. One is the eating itself. If it's the eating itself, sometimes we'll say, "What's the price?" Think of a student. He's in shul the whole day. He's now learning in shul. He's hungry. He wants to make a coffee. Okay, he needs to wake up, right? He wants to have a coffee. Now we tell him, look, yeah, I want to have a coffee to wake up and to learn better. Makes sense, right? You can't have it in shul. So what does he do? Takes a coffee, goes out of shul, drinks it in shul. So out of the shul, comes back to shul. He wasted 5 or 10 minutes, right? After an hour, he's getting a bit tired. Learning really takes mental energy. He needs another coffee or a drink or tea or something. Sorry, you can't have it in shul. Go out of shul. Lunchtime, he wants to learn. Sorry, you can't have it in shul. Go out of shul. So there's a problem here of the price of telling a person like that you can't eat in shul is too big. Therefore, says the Rambam, midochach, because of a need, they can eat in shul. Okay, they can eat in shul. The price of bitul Torah is too heavy, and they can eat in shul. So that's one option when we say you can eat in shul. Another option you mentioned is Sudat Mitzvah. Okay, Sudat Mitzvah. And there's a few opinions between the Yerushalmi. We won't go into it. As I said, we're going a bit deeper, but not so much deeper. What do we consider something which is fine? Do we consider only something which is a light seuda? Okay? A bit of bread, a bit of snacks, and or a really sit-down meal. Okay, let's say there's a siyum shas. I think we're getting closer to the siyum shas. I think we have another year of the Daf Yomi to siyum shas. I think the Rambam Yomi finished the Rambam Yomi just a few weeks ago. And let's say they had a nice meal with meat and whatever they have in a shul. Now that's a real meal. So there's looks like two opinions in the Yerushalmi. And in the end, we are lenient and we say if it's a Seudat mitzvah, the whole purpose of gathering there isn't for kalut rosh, isn't to make the shul a non-holy place. It's that's a holy thing to do. The part of the Seudah is a mitzvah, so part of the Seudah is a mitzvah. You can do it in shul, just as learning in shul. The Seudah itself is part of a mitzvah. Rosh Chodesh, Seudat Rosh Chodesh, Seudah Shlishit. Yeah, there's a mitzvah in Seudah Shlishit. Based on that, many shuls are lenient to have a Seudah Shlishit in the shul, or any Seudah which is a mitzvah. Okay, so that's about eating, and usually also for those things, the focus is the mitzvah in the area. So now people don't start, they know we're in a shul, and that's a mitzvah. I once went to a shul, and they had the Aron Kodesh, and next to the Aron Kodesh they had this projector to show films. So what do? They cover the Aron Kodesh, and now the Aron Kodesh is hidden, so you can put the screen up and show a film. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, one covered the Aron Kodesh, but still the shul is a shul. Shul, even if the Aron Kodesh is covered. Even I'll say, even if we take out the Aron Kodesh, okay, it's Aron Kodesh on wheels, we take out the Aron Kodesh, you still can't use the shul to see a film. We want it to be something to treat in a holy way. When can you use the shul to see a film?
What for?
For seeing a film? Learning, right?
Learning.
Learning.
Not that
Okay.
yeah.
When we lived in Kadima, there was a Sephardi shul there. Every Motzei Shabbat, we used to bring a projector. Rav Ovadia, Zichron Zatzal, I think also his son continues today, gives a shir. It's a broadcast, some TV thing, and shuls around the world. So people around the world see it, so they every Motzei Shabbat bring the screen. That's obviously permitted. But let's say, when can we use a shul for other things? That brings us to the first option when we make it tonight. Some places say, look, we don't have 2 rooms. We have only 1 room. Okay, we can be used or for a shul or for a social hall. So from the beginning, when they build this shul, it was in a condition that it serves as 2 purposes: a shul and a social hall. So from the beginning, it's not 100% shul. It's also a shul and also a whatever it is. Therefore, then, since from the beginning it wasn't built in the purpose of being a shul, it doesn't have the holiness of a shul. 2 interesting points, and with that we will conclude. First, you can see here the importance of intention, kavanah, or hazmanah in the terms. When we build something and we give it something in mind, that has very much of a meaning. An example which perhaps could be a bit more common for us: all of us have tefillin, right? Tefillin. And we put the tefillin in a case. Can I keep in the case also other things like my car keys? Can I keep in the case, I'm not sure, my book? I'm reading now a book of, I'm not such a big book reader, but anyway, a book of Charlie Chaplin, David Copperfield. Okay, can I read? Can I keep it in a filling case?
Candy for children.
What is it? Candy for children, right? Can I keep the candy for children? So that comes to a question: can I keep candy for children inside the filling case? In the filling case, it's more of a problem. In the talit case, it's a bit easier, because of this definition of tashmish kedusha and tashmish mitzvah. Since we didn't have so much time, we won't go deep into it. So in the talit case, it's a bit easier. In the tefillin case, it's a tashmish kedusha. It has holiness in the tefillin itself. So perhaps also the case has kedusha. But if from the beginning, when I bought the case, I said this case will be used also for tefillin and also for candies from the beginning, so my intention creates a kedusha. So that's interesting. An interesting idea that intention creates kedusha. And think of how much we usually in today's world we look at what do we see, not what's behind the scenes. And comes the Judaism and says, no, there's also what we see, but also a lot of meaning behind this. And we can maybe say one sentence about Sfirat HaOmer in a moment about it. So that's one thing. And another thing about a shul, which is also a hall and also a social hall and also a shul, it doesn't have the level of kedusha of a shul. So I wouldn't say not to daven there. It's still important to daven there. But if one has 2 shuls, both of them are fine, both of them have the same distance to his house, he likes both inyanim, both of them, there's no difference from his point of view, other people's point of view of davening here or davening here. One shul is just a shul, the other shul is also a shul and also a social hall. So the social hall doesn't have the same level of kedusha. So where should the person prefer to daven? Just in a shul. Just in a shul. Therefore, I said, when we do it tonight, a condition about a shul, we don't do it the total thing. Okay, now the shul can be used for everything, because it reduces the level of kedusha. We say the shul will be a shul, and just very specific things we'll be able to use in the shul. Okay. We said we'll conclude with something about Sfirat HaOmer. Okay, Sfirat HaOmer is something which we count the days, and if you read the prayer, the Kabbalistic idea behind it, so there's something very Kabbalistic. What Sfira is today? Today is Netzach, or the Sod, or whatever it is. So if you come on Shabbat, B'ezrat Hashem, on the Shur on Shabbat, I'll be talking about the ideas of the Sfirot. But for us here, talking about shuls, the Sfirot is something which is spiritual, right? Spiritual. We lead to something which in the end will be something which we can see. But all the idea of Sfirot, of Keter, Chochmah, Bina, Chesed, Gvoah, Tiferet, Malchut, Netzach, Hod, and Yesod, all of them are very, very spiritual, but still they have a lot of place. And Judaism the beauty of Judaism is that there's also ideas for spiritual and abstract things, also for materialistic and physical things. And our goal is to try and bring them together. And that's what the Shul does. The Shul is a physical building. We gather, we can see it, touch the doors, smell the smell of the Shul. It's something which is very, very physical, but there's also spiritual ideas behind it. So the intention of how we build the Shul, how we treat the Shul, how we view the Shul, combines together in a Shul. And if that will end the topic of the Shul, B'ezrat Hashem, next time, begin a new topic.
Okay.